Lesson 5, the query command. This is one command that you'll be using frequently. You can query storage pools, your database, client nodes. It's basically asking, give me information about whatever you're querying about. We don't expect you to know all of the command options and parameters, but as long as you know the main command, you can look it up. If you start an administrative command line, you can type help in any command and it will display the command syntax for you. You can also use the Administrator's Reference Guide. It has a list of all of your commands, all the different parameters. So let's get back to the query command. Query commands are not case sensitive, and the shortcut for a query is Q. There are two ways of looking at your queries. You can do a query that gives you a table of information, or you can use the format equals detail, and the shortcut here is F equals D, and you'll get more information. It's more of a list. On the page here we have listed a very few number of query commands, just to show you some of the power of the query. Query status tells you about the server. Is it enabled or not? Query storage pool. This is how many storage pools you have and their information. Query database is going to show you your default database. Query log is your recovery logs. And then query option is the option set in your dsmserve.opt file. This is a comparison of your standard query and your detailed query. In this case, we're going to query the database, shortcut Q space DB. And you'll see the table. To do a detailed query, query database format equals detail, or Q space DB space F equals D, and you get a list. You get a lot more information. One of the queries you'll probably be using most frequently is querying the activity log. We'll go into this in greater detail in a later unit, but just know that you can do a query. You can specify begin and end, date and time. You can also do a search, or you can query the activity log looking for a specific message number. Just know the very basic syntax for query is query and the object you're querying. You can also add the format equals detail. This concludes Unit 2. Now that you've completed the unit, you can install Tivoli Storage Manager Administration Center, install the Tivoli Storage Manager Server, install the Tivoli Storage Manager Backup Archive Client, and install the administrative command line when you install the Tivoli Storage Manager Backup Archive Client. You can now do exercises for Unit 2. There are files that show how to do the exercises as a step-by-step demonstration, and then you'll use your student exercise guide to follow the steps. Now, in the back of the student exercise guide, in the appendix, are the exercise steps with all the hints and answers. In case you get stuck, you can turn to the appendix. You will need to complete the exercises in Unit 2 before you can do the exercises in Unit 3.